may be seated. Diane and Joseph, today is your wedding ceremony, and you both look absolutely stunning. I want you all to take it in. Pretend like everyone else is not even here. I want you to hold hands. I want you to look in each other's eyes. I want you to pass off the bouquet. And I want you to just be with each other. While the couple's doing that, I want to welcome you to the wedding ceremony of Diane Saldana and Joseph Santos. I want to thank each of you for letting this couple know that you are a part of this couple's support web, their village. Whether family, friends, loved ones, church members, we're glad that you're here. Today is a big one. I can't believe how special it feels for me to be asked to do it. To help you all tie the knot, to say a few words of wisdom, to pray a blessing over your lives. Joseph, you became a brother to me as we pastored together at Chula Vista in San Diego. And it's been great getting to know you too, Diane, over the past few years. I'm grateful for the ways that you both truly have brought happiness into each other's lives. And as we know, everything in relationships are not always up. There's ups and downs. There's challenges that come in life. And your story isn't the typical. But what story is? Even at the beginning of your story were the ingredients for something lasting. So there's this Mexican restaurant in San Diego called Lolita's. And their slogan is, "Patience is the essence of fine Mexican dining." It's not necessarily the most finest cuisine, but it is. It's nice. The slogan for the beginning of your relationship, I believe, would be more like this: patience is the essence of something lasting. You two elevate it at Elevate. Just kidding. No, it was more like, Diane, you saw Joseph on the worship team up there, and you were like, oh, I remember that guy from PUC. And then that was the end of it. For those of you that don't know, Elevate was a young adult ministry in San Diego area. And then there was alumni weekend at San Diego Academy. And I remember that too, because I distinctly remember you being the best player on the team for the alumni basketball team that I was coaching that night. Anyways, Diane, your mom wanted to introduce you to this guy. And the guy ended up being Joseph. And so, you know, as she comes over, you're with your girls, and you're like, cool, Mom. Like, yeah, I already know him. And then you kind of walked off. And then things are just really heating up right now. But patience is the essence of something lasting. And then there was the classic move, Joseph. I promise not to share this, so I won't say it, but I just cannot believe that you invited Diane for guitar lessons. Wait a minute, did I just say that? I'm so sorry. But it was as cringe as it sounded. But patience is the essence of something lasting. And then there was the canceled Friendsgiving. And Diane, you had already forgiven Joseph for trying to teach you guitar. And you were planning to attend, and you brought a cheesecake, and then it got canceled, right? So you said, you know, I don't want it to go to waste. So you come over, Kevin and Joseph's pad, and you hang out, and you guys have a great time connecting and talking and sharing cheesecake. And then, Diane, you started to recognize maybe there's something more here. But that was a little scary for you. And so, unfortunately, that wasn't the beginning of something lasting. And there was about 2 months where you guys kind of went off and weren't necessarily connecting. And according to Joseph, it was more like 3 months. But patience is the essence of something lasting. So you all start texting again, hanging out. And Diane, you have this friend named Diana, who I believe is your maid of honor. And, you know, you both come over, Kevin and Joseph's pad, and you were just, you know, complimenting them on their excellent cleaning skills, or not so excellent cleaning skills. All the spider webs, the dust, the areas that were not vacuumed. Diana, you were house training over here, which is the ultimate way to set up Diane for Joseph. I mean, the ultimate way. But patience is the essence of something lasting. Through all the starting and stopping, the passing hellos, the awkward guitar lessons, the house training, something started to click. You all go on a double date with Kevin, and at that time his girlfriend, now his wife, Vanessa. And Diane, you started to see that this could be something more. And Joseph, you had been hoping for a while that she would see this, and you were practicing patience. Food becomes you all's things, and I love food. And Joseph, you start bringing tortas from Fresheria over for lunch, and while Diane is at work. And I mean, Diane, a man who can feed you, you got to keep, right? Patience is the essence of something lasting. The first official date was Coronado. A few weeks later, you all take a one-day trip to Yosemite, and Joseph, you ask Diane to be your girlfriend, and it's official. Then just like that, you guys become long distance. A week after getting together, Diane, you move up to Loma Linda for a new job that you got, and you all do 1 year long distance. Most of the trips were to San Diego, so your parents were happy. Multiple blessings in you dating Joseph. But there was this thing that was looming, seminary, where you're gonna have to go to the cold, wintry tundra of Michigan and Andrews. And Joseph, you were hoping to be in sunny Southern California at La Sierra University. But you needed Elder Jonathan Park, President Park, to approve. And so, because we as a conference want to help our pastors form lasting relationships, we wanted to approve you to go to La Sierra. And so Pastor Park approved, and a few months later, you were here at Calimesa, and you guys are no longer long distance, because patience is the essence of something lasting. 2.5 years of dating, and everybody begins to ask the question, when is Joseph going to put a ring on it? When is he going to ask you to be his wife? Well, Joseph was waiting for the perfect time, because for him, it was so critical that you didn't guess when it was going to be. So it couldn't be New Year's, it couldn't be Christmas, it couldn't be Valentine's. It had to be the week after Valentine's. During Journey Retreat in January, earlier that year, you went to go ask her father for her hand, and we again like to support our pastors and making sure they can build something lasting. And here's the funny thing, after all the planning, Diane goes, as you're driving to San Diego for the proposal, she's like, you're gonna propose. Joseph, you spent all that time planning, making sure everybody was keeping it secret, and they were showing up at the spot, and she's coming down, and she's like, I know it, you're gonna propose. And as frustrating as that was, it made you guys married couple material all the way. Because life is about when everything doesn't go exactly how you plan, how you still show up to each other. That's what makes it lasting. And the beach proposal was everything that you could have imagined, and the photos came out nice, by the way, as well. And so today, here we stand. Patience has truly been the essence of something lasting for you two. Through the ups and downs, the challenges and successes, you have found in each other a partner. Joseph, you said of Diane, I love her attitude, how genuine she is, her love for God and people. You have questions about some of the people, but you appreciate how she treats others. You see her as a true partner. Diane, you said of Joseph, I love everything about us, especially how we laugh. You enjoy doing life with him. Being with him gives you peace. You enjoy being competitive with each other. You bring out the best of each other, and you love how social he is and how he complements your introversion, his patience and support, and most of all, his love. You all travel to Thailand, and you want to continue to see the world together. You are looking forward to getting married, which is now today, and living together and going wherever God leads, just not from Calimesa just yet. No. I want to encourage you two to continue to stay rooted in your love and shared dreams. A love that does not give up, a love that is kind, a love that is not jealous or puts itself as being more important. A love without pride that thinks of the other before itself. A love that works through its feelings in healthy ways. A love that does not hold grudges. A love that takes everything that comes without giving up. A love that continues to believe and hope. And a love that never comes, Scripture says, to an end. I want you to picture with me in your mind's eye in the garden the Genesis story of the original couple. The Adam, the one shaped by earth and clay, and Eve, the one shaped by Adam's rib. God, the original matchmaker, the author of love, life, and relationship, called the first love story into being. I don't know how that first evening went, that Friday night, that first Sabbath. I don't know if things heated up quickly or if patience was the essence of something lasting. But however things started, Adam and Eve over time faced the reality of bringing two lives together. They navigated making some wrong choices. They navigated the loss of a son. They navigated a changing world due to sin. They learned that relationships that stand the test of time take patience, humility, service, building trust, and growing a deeper love over time. Gary Chapman, in his book called The 5 Love Languages, speaks to moving from a more surface romantic love to a deeper, committed love. A love that moves beyond just what you feel to what you choose. Your choice to be with each other every day. Psychologists John and Julie Gottman describe this as building a sound home. The wisdom literature of Proverbs 24, verses 3 and 4 says, "Through wisdom a house is built, and by understanding it is established. By knowledge the rooms are filled with all precious and pleasant riches." It is not talking about the physical home that you are now building and have together. It's not just about whether or not you're going to go to Home Depot, Target, or Lowe's, whether your decor will look more like Chip and Joanne Magnolia Home, or what toolboxes you'll have in the shed, whether it'll be DeWalt or Cobalt's. It's also talking about the ways in which you fill your lives with the things that matter, with the things that you value, with the investment of time and intentional actions that help build secure walls of trust and commitment, and love and affection, turning toward each other instead of away, building shared goals and aims and dreams, and living out the life that God has called you to, a missional life together. Joseph, you are a pastor. And as your pastor, I want to remind you a few things before you hold on to that calling of pastor. First of all, you are a child of God, a son. Your first work is to accept that reality daily, to know that there is nothing that you can do to earn it. Just accept it freely, that you are fully known, fully loved, and fully accepted. And it is from this overflow that God calls you to pour into Diane, because this is your second priority. Diane and eventually the family that you two will have, whether that's just fur babies or whether that's more.
4 is crazy.
I said or more. Yeah. Is it 4? I didn't say 4. And Diane, she's your second priority after God. You're to take care of her. You're to support her. You're to love her. You're to let her know that she's a priority. And that doesn't mean that you don't show up to your work and you aren't a pastor. But it means that in those busy seasons, when you have those late nights, when you have that time when it's just go, 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 that you let Diane know she's a priority, and that you're going to go on a vacation, that you're going to have some date nights really soon, that you're going to make sure that there's some dates on your calendar that no one can take away from you, that are just for her. And it shows that she's a priority. And Diane, and Joseph, before I go to Diane, when you do that, you'll be able to come back to this place here at Calimesa and serve in a fuller and a healthier space, because you've allowed God to pour his love into you, and because you poured your love into Diane and she's poured it back to you. You're going to have so much more to offer here. Diane, you're a pastor's spouse, but you are so much more than that. That's just one hat that you wear. Number one, you too are a child of God, a daughter. And you too need your own time with God to remind you that in God, you are more than enough. You can enter that daily, fully affirmed, knowing that you are fully loved by him. Second, you are to support Joseph, just as he supports you. You both are equals, partners, and you bring different gifts and resources into your relationship. And from the overflow of your partnership together that God has brought together, you all pour into all the lives and all the roles that you have. As a pastor's spouse, you are simply the member of a church. You're supporting, you're here, but you don't have to say yes to everything. There are things that you can say no to, just as any other member can. You're not an employee. This is not a 2-for-1 special. And yet I know your heart, and I know that you care, and you show up, and you're present, and you're here. So I just want to encourage you both to preserve what you have together and allow what God has given you to be a blessing to those around you. I want to again encourage you both to put God first, but there's going to be days, and I'm going to tell you, there's going to be days that you're going to struggle with that, where you're going to not feel like praying or reading, and I want you to be patient with each other. You know what happens behind closed doors, and I want you to support one another. I want you to give each other the time for God to be the one that convicts. I want you to show up in each other's lives and continue to give each other the space to grow in your own relationships with God as you also work on growing it together. Continue to do the things that brought you here, to talk, to laugh together. And in the moments that you struggle with your communication, again, be patient with each other and continue to turn to one another. The Gottmans call this one the most essential thing in a relationship that they've scientifically proven. So Joseph, when you're watching your Lakers lose, or you're catching an Eagles game, and Diane wants to communicate, John Gottman says, don't tune her out. Just let her know, look, halftime's coming up in about 15 minutes. And I'll have your undivided attention for another 15 minutes. And Diane, when you're on the phone call with one of your girls at the end of work, and Joseph's like, I need to tell you something real quick, you can just tell them, you don't just point at the phone like, do you know what I'm doing right now? Just let them know, hey, I'm on the phone right now, give me 10 minutes, and I'm all yours. That alone, it's not just saying yes to your partner, but it's also letting them know, hey, if I'm not available right now, here's when I can be available to you. It's honoring the bid that your partner's giving you. And when you do that, 90% of marriages last. Deepen your commitment to each other by being consistent. Show up in each other's lives every day, not just for the big things, not just for the vacations, not just for the Instagram reels, but for the daily grind and the chores of life. Prioritize each other. Save the best for last. Make sure that you save space for each other at the close of your day. On the days you find yourself questioning things, continue to focus on the positives and be patient on the negatives. Continue to see each other in new ways. Mark 10:9 says that what God has joined together, let no one put asunder or separate. So let God be the one, that's your glue, that's your foundation. May his love be the thing that supports you, surrounds you, affirms you, and connects you. And may you always remember that patience is the essence of something lasting. At this time, the bride and groom have decided to recognize their value of love and humility through the symbolized practice of foot washing. So at this time, we're going to have Pastor Darren Thurber that will be playing in the background, and we're going to set up the time for the couple to do their foot washing at this moment. What beautiful symbolism. You all serving each other, loving on each other, and may that be the practice and habit of your lives together. At this time, I want to invite you all to bow your heads with me as we have a prayer of blessing over this couple's life. Most gracious God, we thank you for consecrating the union of Diane and Joseph in your name. Pour out the abundance of your blessing upon this couple. Defend them from every enemy. Lead them into all peace. And let their love for each other be a seal upon their hearts. Bless them in their work and in their companionship, in their sleeping and in their waking, in their joys and in their sorrow, and in their life and in their marriage, united and yoked with you. Amen. How y'all feeling? All right. Get to the part where you all get to share your vows to each other. Marriage is a lifetime commitment, and the bride and groom at this time will be reading their vows of fidelity that they prepared for each other with you as their witnesses. I'm going to grab the mic. And since you all said ladies first, Diane.
Joseph, amor, remember those days when I was unsure about dating you? Well, now here we are, and I'm more sure than ever that you're the person for me. Desde que te conocí, ya sabía que ibas a ser una persona muy especial para mí. Desde ese momento en San Diego, que te llevé el cheesecake para Thanksgiving, yo ya sabía que te amaba, pero no podía creer que tan rápido había caído por ti. Así que corrí y dejamos de hablar. Dejamos de hablar por unos meses y supe que no podía estar sin ti. Y fue cuando comenzamos a hablar de nuevo. Eres la respuesta de todas mis oraciones y el tiempo de Dios no podía ser más perfecto. Llegaste en mi vida cuando menos te esperaba. Pero cuando más te necesitaba. I need a moment.
Take all the time you need.
Joseph, tu paciencia ante la adversidad es una de las cosas que más admiro. How you are able to navigate through tough times or situations is something that I admire. It drives me crazy sometimes because of how calm you are. But I know that it is what our future family will need. Your confidence, your leadership, and drive is truly inspiring and motivates me to improve every day. I have no doubt that you will continue to be a guiding influence in our relationship. Most importantly is your deep love for God, which serves as a foundation for everything you do. Your love for God pours out into your love for people. Anyone who knows you can see how deeply you love and care for them, even when that love comes through jokes. Your humor and ability to make me laugh, no matter the circumstance, is something I truly appreciate. I just know that we're gonna have, and that we're gonna be spending a lifetime of laughing together. Desde el comienzo de la relación te dije que no me dabas mariposas, pero en vez tú me traes mucha paz. Lo que siento contigo es paz, y cuando estoy contigo, siento que puedo hacer todo en el mundo. Se me va lo introvertido y siento que soy invencible. Tú me empujas a ser la mejor versión de mí misma. Sé que juntos, poniendo a Dios en el centro de nuestra relación, podemos hacerlo todo. Te prometo serte fiel, respetarte y amarte por siempre. I promise I'll always have your back, and I'll always be your person. I promise I won't run away, ever. And I promise you'll always have a teammate, a confidant, and someone who believes in you. I'll stand by your side through every challenge, celebrating your successes and supporting you unconditionally. I'm looking forward to spending the rest of my life with you. Te amo muchísimo.
All right, Joseph, man, Diane's words are beautiful. You ready?
Set the bar high. To Diane, Lisbeth, Saldana, mi amor, our journey has been amazing, emotional at times, but what I love that it is us. God has led us here to this moment. Even though sometimes I was frustrated when you didn't want to date me. And I was sad when you ran away. And even though in my heart I knew you wanted to be with me, all I had to do was wait. I vow to continue to get to know you every day. I promise to never stop dating you and pursue you through the good times, the hard times, the happy times, and the sad times. I promise to love you every day unconditionally, no matter what. I promise to always show up and always have your back. I promise to be your Uber Eats and keep your cold hands warm and hide you away when you're overwhelmed by everybody, because we know that happens a lot. I promise to continue to just drive you forward and push you every day. But when you need me to stop, tell me to stop. You get me like nobody has ever had before. You understand when to push and when to stop. You understand what I need, and you understand how much I need you. You're the girl of my dreams. And I thank God every day that He brought me to San Diego so that we could be together. I thank God every day that He lets me be here with you in Loma Linda, even though we both miss San Diego. I thank God every day that He has given me a partner that is trustworthy, that is loyal, that is faithful to Him, but most importantly, understands how this world is and continues to love no matter the circumstances. Even though I can't promise that I won't stop wearing my Thailand shirt, I'm excited to make more memories traveling the world with you. We have a long ride ahead of us, and I cannot wait to see what God has in store for us. I promise to capture our memories, to put them on display and show you to the world, because you're going to be my wife, the person that I love more than anyone. You're the love of the life, my queen. The world is in front of us, and I cannot wait to see what we do together. I love you so much.
You closed off with my queen. It was beautiful. I saw those jokes too. I love your guys' relationship and the way that God has formed you two together, and I'm excited for the ways that you all will honor each other, love each other, cherish each other, and support one another. A ring has no beginning or no ending. That's why it's the perfect symbol of a forever love. At this time, the couple will be exchanging their wedding rings, and at this moment, we'd like to collect those said rings.
That's not fun.
Switch. You're gonna give it to, you're gonna switch. There you go. All right, Joseph, are you ready?
Yeah.
Can you repeat after me?
Okay.
Diane,
Diane,
I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a symbol
as a symbol
for my everlasting love
for my everlasting love
for you.
for you.
You may put the ring on her finger. It's snug, it's perfect.
Perfect.
All right, Diane, are you ready? Can you also repeat after me? Joseph,
Joseph,
I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a symbol
as a symbol
for my everlasting love
of my everlasting love
for you.
for you.
You may put the ring on his finger.
Looks good.
How does it feel?
Heavy. I'm sorry, I had to.
I set you up for that.
You did. That's your fault. You knew what I was going to say.
I want you two to just look out in the audience, all those here to celebrate your love and support you today. You will have a beautiful venue, a Christmas wedding here at the Calimesa Seventh-day Adventist Church. All right. You two can turn back toward each other. Now is the time you've been waiting for. By the power vested in me in the state of California, and as an ordained minister of the gospel, I pronounce you husband and wife. I'm going to take a step back. You may kiss your bride. Continue to clap and help us welcome the newlyweds, Mr. and Mrs. Santos. That concludes our ceremony and service today. What beautiful music. The newlyweds are inviting these families to stay back for photos. The Saldana, Santos, Montoya, and Flores families, please remain back here for photos with the family. Everyone else, go ahead and make your way on out. Reception will be in the fellowship hall and courtyard. Please enjoy. Thank you so much for being here today.